Guys, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us today, the H3 show. Today we're talking about Creator Clash. Here, thank you, Ed. So what did they say? They put out a press release and they sneak dissed them. They said 34% of the profit share originally allocated to Ian and Anissa is now being redistributed among the fighters following their departure. That's fucking interesting. Also, the fighters are now getting 54% profit. And again, I'm not against the fighters profiting, but why are we marketing this as a charity event?
That's my question. And also, I think it's a new information, right? That nothing from the ticket sales or watching it online.
Let me pull the video up.
Okay.
Here is this came out first that I saw, is that we were always like, where are they? There's not putting out a statement. What the hell's going on? So finally, the new owners, who is Ego Raptor of Game Grumps, and he owns the touring or the production company, Real Good Touring, I think it's called. And there's Ethan Nestor and Alana Pierce, who I don't know what's their involvement or if they're just there for moral support. It sounds
just there to support.
Yeah, I think they're just spokespeople for the event now.
That's nice.
Hosting also the night of the fight. They're doing something that night.
They're hosting.
They're involved. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
So this came out first, and then I saw the press release with the 34%, and that's when this whole thing went nuclear. Now I'll say, of these three people, they all seem to be very nice, very kind people. And I said beforehand, whoever inherits this mess, I will put no blame on. Like, they were given a week, okay, to pick up the pieces of a catastrophic nuclear meltdown that Ian and Anissa, and their sheer incompetence, their sheer lack of foresight, greed, stupidity. And what else? Patheticness. Narcissism, left behind.
Yeah.
My name is Ethan Nestor. I fought in Creator Clash 2 and I won. And I'm here with my pals.
Seems like a nice guy.
About Creator Clash 3.
Alana's nice. I know her. I've never talked to Aaron, but he also seems like a nice guy.
Yes. Hi, I'm Alana.
These are three of the nicest people I've met since I've moved out here.
There it is. And Harley, you want to say something mean about either of these three, or no?
No, out of those three, I like Aaron the least by far, and I really like Aaron a lot. So, I mean, that's all I got to say on those three.
That's a stunning endorsement. So,
no, but I was curious though, because Aaron was involved in the first two, so I don't know what the like the thing about, like you were saying, you wouldn't blame the people who inherit Creator Clash. Nor would I, because they got to pick up the pieces. But I don't know what the breakdown was or the dynamic any step of the way. So for me personally, like when iDubbbz and Anissa left, I'm not, as a fighter, I mean, I wouldn't be like, oh, cool, now it's a new person. I actively worked with Ian and Anissa because I enjoyed working with them. But I don't really like working with content creators because of basically how it turned out in the end, how it is now. But initially, I'm picky with who I would work with. So if there's a whole new dynamic going on there, it's on a new date, fighters are backing out. It's kind of just, it is a different event. But what's, like, I mean, when you bring up the profit thing, I know someone was going to get paid. I know someone's going to make money, obviously. But because of all the bad vibes around the event, they have to kind of explain more things and be transparent about more things. So I'm just curious, like, how much does Aaron make from Creator Clash 3?
Sure, yeah, I think that's a totally fair. I think you're right. I think full transparency here is needed. Frankly, I'm surprised that they even want to fucking do this. To me, that seems like suicidal ambition, but he's dedicated. He wants to do it. He thinks he can pull it off. I mean, I know he's a big force, right, in the creator space, I think. So maybe he can do it. I feel like it's running uphill, and I feel like as much I'm rooting for them. I feel like there's no chance in hell this succeeds.
To me, it's too hard.
Everybody's so burned out.
It's too hard to separate it from what's happened so far.
Here they are talking about the new format of the event.
Fun. Yeah, it's going to be great. But yeah, today we just wanted to make a video to clear up some questions that people have. It's been kind of rocky communication-wise the last couple of months, and so we just wanted to sit here and clear a bunch of things up. So let's get to it.
Yeah, so one thing that I misunderstood until talking to you guys at Real Good Touring was I thought that Ian and Anissa had like stepped back, but I thought that meant they were still involved. They have actually stepped down.
So yes, Ian and Anissa.
You know what I would like to know as well? Were they financially compensated for stepping away?
I have a thought on that also, because that's a valid question.
Like, were they bought out?
I just don't, and I don't, and like I actually like I listen. I've met these people, and I never got the any bad vibes, but I mean, you have a very different experience than me. I've never heard of a YouTuber being like, oh, whoopsies, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna step away for free and not make any money on it anymore, and that's that. And if that were really true, and I really did do that, and Creator Clash said that I was taking 34%, I would somehow demonstrate, like, no, I literally did.
This is all pure altruism. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
This is where it is now. You have to question, and you don't have to, but people will question everything.
Well, at this point,
every step of the way.
Completely valid to pose those questions, and I really do think that these are questions that they need to answer.
They completely gave their stake to us, including their financial stake. They actually dispersed among the fighters, which is very cool of them to do.
Throw your questions at Aaron.
So this part I'm confused about too, because here he's like framing it like it's a nice thing he did. I think they're just being diplomatic in the video.
Yeah.
But the sneak diss was placed in the FAQ at the very bottom. Oh, and by the way, these scumbags were about to take 34%.
Also, you're focusing on that one, but I think also the other one where it's like about the charity element, it's also in the FAQ.
Yeah.
Because they say this is a traditionally for-profit event. None of the events money going to charity.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's also...
They said that in the video, right?
It's also on the FAQ page. And
I think they say that exactly in the video.
Probably, also.
Yeah.
But isn't that also a sneak diss in a way? Because Ian and Anissa always call this a charity event.
Well, you would think so.
This is not a charity event.
I'm once again confused by the new ownership, because they're like, and we're going to keep doing the same model.
Except I don't think they are calling it a charity event.
I think they are. Or at least they're giving that
if you look at the
atmospheric
at the FAQ page,
sure, absolutely, with pleasure.
Where there's a question: what's happening with fundraising and charity?
Great question, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening with ticket refund? I'm looking for when and where.
Like the fifth one down there.
Here you go. Fundraising efforts will continue and expand in the lead up to the new event date. All funds raised so far are secure and unaffected. The Creator Clash 3 broadcast will once again be run as a charity stream.
Oh.
With Stand Up to Cancer remaining our exclusive beneficiary. Funds raised through the Creator Clash Tiltify campaign go directly to the charity. Well, of course they do. That's how it works. That's like being like, all money we give to St. Jude's goes directly to St. Jude's. It's like, yeah. All donations and designated fundraising proceeds go to them. So,
keep reading.
While Creator Clash is a traditionally promoted for-profit event, that's definitely a sneak diss, I think, to how they've been running it. The financial success of the event does not impact the amount raised for charity.
That part to me is shocking to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, because
if you're talking about a charity event, everybody going to the event feels good about if the event does well, charities get more money.
It makes people more generous. It makes people open their pockets.
It makes the influencers be more invested.
They're more generous with their time.
It's like if Games Done Quick had a cap, and that was fundraised and everything else was separate, it wouldn't have that endless sky's the limit. Oh, last year's Creator Clash fundraise this amount or whatever. You know what I mean? I guess like there is no ceiling cap for it, but the fighters don't have the motivation to promote the event in that case.
Well, right.
There's no like it's just a separate. They're two separate things. They just feel different. Like right now, the fundraiser happened. The Creator Clash fundraiser happened, but like there's still people boxing, but the financial success of that isn't going to charity. So the charity aspects.
It's not a charity event. That's like
it's not a charity.
It's like going to a Taco Bell and they've got a little plastic
tip jar
piggy bank for a quarter for starving kids. And so it's a charity Taco Bell. It's a charity restaurant. No, it's not.
Right. Yeah. No, it's
not.
True. It's they've made it two separate things.
Yes.
So the boxing event is not a charity event.
Right.
You have to pony
if I'm buying a ticket to the event, I'm not donating.
No,
I still need to go and donate separately if I want to donate.
Who the fuck's doing that? If you want
For me, that's so confusing. Like when I make a T-shirt for charity and Teddy Fresh, people are buying the shirt, and money from the shirt profit goes to charity. So I'm making less profit because I want to do a charity.
You're not making anything.
Yeah.
You're donating your time, your company's time, your workers' time, your production means.
But that's what makes it a charity.
Exactly. That's what makes it a charity.
Because for the customer, you get to just buy a thing.
They're missing
and know that your money goes to charity and get a thing.
I think they're missing the whole point of doing a charity, which is the charity aspect. It's just deceptive. It is. You're just coercing people to be more generous, to spend more, and at the end of the day, the only way charities get money is if you also go to Tiltify and donate directly, which, by the way, nobody fucking is going to do that. Like, nobody knows to do that. It's just, there's no charity event that works like that. It's just bananas.
The other way they're using it is like, how dare you criticize a charity event?
That's the other thing. These people have been going, Ethan's trying to fuck with a charity event. Oh, what? I'm trying to save charity. I'm on the side of charity.
You know, in the second Creator Clash, we found out months later that it didn't make any money and that it lost money.
Isn't that crazy? Because then you have the podcast of her saying they already knew it at the gala.
Yeah, so that was something where I'm like, okay, so we didn't know until months later. And then it got me thinking, like, you know, I, for whatever reason, had ended up separating from the event. I didn't want to be a part of it anymore. And then I'm curious if they knew then how the event was going to play out. Like, did they really just decide within those 2 weeks, oh, this event is going to lose $1 million? They must have already had ideas like, oh, we're thinking about not doing the event. Because it seems like
You're talking about
the third one.
The third one or the second one?
The third one. Sorry, the third one. No disrespect to me and LA Beast, but like me backing out and that fight not happening isn't a game changer for the whole event. So they still had an event, but then 2 weeks later they're like, yeah, it's going to lose $1 million. And it's like, well, you must have known that for a long time.
Is that what they told you? I didn't know that. That's new detail.
Damn, that's a new detail. I didn't even know. I didn't know. Yeah, apparently the event was going to lose $1 million.
They knew it was about to lose $1 million. Well, they're breaking
I don't know
records.
if they know that. That I don't know. I'm like, I wonder if it was information withheld from the fighters, because in the first Creator Clash, it's like you were privy to every conversation, every step along the way. But then as it went on, like in this one, things are, rightfully so gate kept. But we all have our audiences. Some of them might be buying tickets to this event and flights because I told them to.
Right.
If you're going to cancel the event, you got to let me know right away so I can tell my audience, hey, don't buy a ticket to Florida yet.
Exactly.
They might not do it.
Or try to get a refund if you still can, right? Like on
and
flights.
I think they messed the communication of that up big time.
So going into Creator Clash 3, we've completely restructured it. So all of the onus is on us to pay for the event, to produce the event through our partners, through our sponsors, and we will be doing a traditional fundraising through Tiltify. It's running right now. You can donate it to it right now. We've already raised $238,000.
Yeah.
No.
Who did?
Hold on. Yeah, I got to stop. That was what Hassan raised because Ian kissed the ring and made the content cop for him. He sacrificed his entire livelihood to him. So he raised some money for the event They did not raise that money.
I'm sorry, but Hassan watching the nuke for charity.
That was me.
How is that related to Creator Clash?
I did. I raised that money.
You literally. If I were you, I would absolutely make that claim.
Ian wasn't even there. He got there at the end of the day.
It's not even a lie, bro. Did they ask me for a license? Now, obviously,
that money was raised watching your video, a video you made.
Now, listen, that's right. Now, would I sue him for copyright infringement? No, because it's absolutely fair use, right? Right, absolutely. However, I think I'm in my right to say that I donated my video to the cause, and I'm very proud to say that I raised $250,000 for kids with cancer.
Also,
200,000. Sorry.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the idea of doing it was something that came up during the debate? Hassan was debating you, and he said during the debate, "You know what? Maybe I'll finally watch it for charity." Right? I'll watch the nuke for charity.
Yeah, he said that.
There was no mention of Creator Clash. How is it for Creator Clash?
Because Ian showed up in the cuck chair for the last 30 minutes.
He showed up at the end and he said nothing about anything. And there was no okay, you guys, this is a Creator Clash charity today. Let's go.
I think it was really good what Hassan did. I mean, it's great to,
Sure.
Let's give those cancer kids, let's give them some cash, right?
I'm just so confused about the Creator Clash element.
It is for me. What's bizarre and which led to me really walking away is just the way that it's all intertwined and how it plays out. Like he's there and he's like, we raised this amount of money, so that was the official Creator Clash stream. And it's weird that the Creator Clash fundraiser stream is this guy, just the shit that he was saying. He's saying a lot of crazy shit in that fundraiser, and it's like, this is the event? This is the boxing event? It's like he's sitting here, and no disrespect to your video, but everything is so charged up, and it's not at all what the vibe is. And then they come in, and these three, I like these people, and they're very nice, and they're making the event all nice, but they still tie it back to this fundraiser that is just built around this bad energy. I don't understand how that's the official Creator Clash thing, and how that's how they're moving forward with it. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's basically two separate things now, right? There's the event part, which is handled a very traditional event way, and then the charity is totally separate. So even if you don't like watching boxing, you could still donate to the charity.
No, with all due respect, this does not sound like a charity event.
So my understanding is that this is not new. This is the way it's always been. Specifically, Creator Clash 3 has always been set up this way. Right, Harley?
What?
Yeah, he's nodding along. And so they're just actually being transparent about that now. Whereas I feel like prior to this, they were happy to let people make what I think is the reasonable assumption that it operated in a similar way to the previous ones.
Lie by omission.
Yeah, I don't even know if it quite even raises to that, but it's definitely... I mean, you could just see it in the reaction to this. It seems to be universal that people's understanding... They clearly did not articulate it well enough.
Not a single person was like,
I don't know if it's lying by omission. I think it was actually just a full lack of communication. There seemed like lots of times where there was just no communication. So some information like this was never gonna come around. But I think it's something that should have been said in a video right at the beginning for everyone to understand. And
and it's very transparent of okay, you can see the number right now on your screen of how much money we have raised so far. Every cent of this is going to an amazing cause, which is awesome.
I'm glad that you feel that way. We do too.
Sorry to interrupt. I know we're trying to get through it, but what that sounds like is it's transparent and you could see it, and it's like the dangling of a keys so that you could look at the little bar that's raising. But then meanwhile, the event itself is it pays influencers at a charity level. Some of these people that took the fight do it because they're investing in the event. They would never do $15,000. Might sound like a lot of money to people to train for something, but some of these creators get paid much more than that, and they'll be pulled away from that work to do something like this. So it's like they're investing that into the event, where the financial success is unrelated to charity and will not be looked at by anyone because everyone's going to look at the dangling keys, which is the charity fundraiser aspect, which is separate from the fight. So now it's like you could have this whole boxing event that's really no different from Jake Paul, except, people will get paid less and it will be able to be shielded as a charity event, even though that's not what it is. They're two different things.
So who's making more if they're making less? If they're getting paid less money, then presumably.
Oh, yeah. I think whoever owns like Creator Clash, that whoever's filled in, if Ian and Anissa step down, there's probably some very business savvy people that are hungry to make a lot of money off this event. You know?
I don't know why they're doing this. Like, what peace and love to these three people, they should have. I think it was the good time.
I assume these people are paid.
They are, yeah, I think so too. I guess I'm talking about Aaron and whoever his associates are, who presumed the responsibilities.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the three in this video.
Well, I don't think they own it. I think Ethan and Alana are there just to,
they're not. I misunderstood.
Just to support their buddy.
Yeah. I mean, we've never done anything quite on the scale of Creator Clash, but we've put together shows and events, and I mean, there is a lot of momentum with these things. It might just be too late for them to not follow through with it on some way. You know what I mean?
The sunken cost that they already have in this event.
But then they're moving it to LA. So how much money are they saving? Like,
well, the venue
isn't that all new? Everything?
Right. Well, I guess the vendors. I don't know. Maybe because they're based in LA, it's cheaper for them than to fly all of their production crew out to Tampa for a couple weeks. And the venue itself being so much smaller, I mean, it's got to be an order of magnitude cheaper to rent the Palladium than it was a whatever. Was it like a 20,000?
Yeah, 20,000
stadium. But yeah, I mean, there might be contracts with vendors that like were already committed and paid for that they can't get their money back. So like Love said, just like a sunk cost thing, it might just make more sense to try and pull something off, to at least get something out of the money that's spent.
All these efforts are not going to be wasted. We are going to be raising a ton of money for charity. Our goal is $1 million this year. I really think that that's possible to do.
I feel like tone it down, bro. Like, why are we, like, what, you're setting yourself up for another, like...
Well, again, that was the goal. It was at $1 million. Is it better to still shoot for that, or is it...
Is that $1 million?
I believe so, right? At least on the Tiltify.
Jesus.
As far as I understood it. My point being, is it more embarrassing to lower the goal?
I don't think so. I think temporary embarrassment would be like, oh, they lowered the goal to 250,000, which is still a lot of money, as opposed to, like, let's throw this event... Dude, there's no shot this event is a success. I'm so sorry. There's no shot. It's not happening.
It is much smaller.
It's much smaller.
It's a much smaller thing.
It was very smart for them to reduce the scale.
Well, they have...
Like, that was the right call on that one, at least.
The bulk of the money is going to be coming from pay-per-view, either way.
Yeah, but this event, to put this on, I just assume it's so much cheaper. I don't know what the boxing commission rules are and all that, but this is the type of thing where it's like, I hope they sell every ticket.
4,000? Yeah, they probably will sell. They probably sell an arena.
And it's just got to be built up to survive alone on that and not bank on pay-per-view.